try to discuss about few things regarding the handling unit, guys. Okay. So any idea like what is a handling unit and what is the purpose of that? Anyone?
Is it like a box and carton? And carton, for example, it is like a 5 box, and then layer like 8 carton, and pallet maybe 4 layer, something like this.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I know about the handling.
So basically, this is I mean, like handling unit is nothing but. Sorry, everyone, can you hear me? Mohan and Karthik and Ganapati.
Yes, we can hear you, Zero.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you.
hear you.
Yeah, okay, no problem. So handling unit is nothing but it's a packaging material. Normally we'll call it in a warehouse, guys, in the terminologies, whether it could be a box or whether it could be a pallet or whether it could be a carton, whatever you call, and whatever the naming convention could be. But whatever it is it's nothing but it's a combination of the handling unit is always this is always the combination of the product plus the packing material, guys. Okay, so as I said that this pack material could be anything here. It could be a carton or it could be a box or it could be a pallet also, whatever you call it. Okay, so name based upon your products in your warehouse, we will try to do that. However, we need to have the master data for the handling unit required both in ERP and as well as in EWM system also, because we need to create the packaging material types and we need to create the material groups and the packaging groups and all, and we have to maintain that in both the systems. That's one thing what we have here. Apart from that, there is one other concept which we need to understand is the most important thing is in this particular handling unit, whatever the information we are trying to maintain in ERP and whatever the information we are trying to EWM should be in SIG. And the most important thing over here is the number ranges. This particular number ranges, whatever we are maintaining like 0, 1, I mean, like I'm talking about the number intervals here at 0, 2. Whatever we are trying to maintain this in ERP, the same number intervals also needs to be maintained in the EWM system, guys. The very first thing. But the number intervals, like let's example, if you're maintaining 0, 1 as internal in ERP, this will become external in EWM. That's one thing. Okay, the same way 0, 2, if you are maintaining as external in ERP, this would become internal in EWM. So this is what the number intervals we need to maintain. So why are we maintaining this? Any idea to anyone, guys? Why are we supposed to maintain this? I'm sorry. Yeah, any idea?
Because when you maintain internal in for example 0, 1, when you maintain it internal in ERP, it will be external for EWM because he will pick up the same number range. Is that right?
Yeah,
For example,
why we are doing this? What is the business process for that? Why are we maintaining in that way? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, because basically
yeah.
whenever we are receiving any kind of the number ranges or any kind of the handling unit information, basically the first thing is maybe sometimes your vendor will be sending up your handling unit information in some cases. So from that point of time, that particular handling unit number information, whatever the information you're getting it from your vendor, it would be internal in from the vendor side. But however, the same number needs to be maintained in the EWM also. Then that point of time, it would be an external.
External.
Agree?
Yeah.
The first statement, guys, everyone.
Yes.
The second one, Ganapati, Mohan, and everyone. Am I clear on that point?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when it comes to the second one, sometimes there would be a chances where the handling unit information would be missing. Means the vendor would not be sending you the handling unit, the products in the handling unit one, or sometimes the goods would have been damaged in the transit, and that point of time you want to create the handling unit information in the EWM system. Then that point of time, what happens? So whatever the number ranges we are trying to create internally in the EWM, the same information would be flowing back to ERP and it would be updating there. That we will call it as an external in ERP. So these are the chances what we have, and that's the reason we would be maintaining the two different number intervals. Okay, 0, 1 and 0, 2. So that is the reason behind that. Okay, guys. Am I clear on this part, everyone?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Karthik and everyone. Okay. Now,
I mean, one question. So,
mm,
can't we create a, I mean, if we found something which is damaged while receiving to warehouse, can't we create a new number in I mean, ECC as well?
but the products have already been received at your warehouse, right? So if you want to create a new number ranges in ERP, again, you have to tell your vendor to send the new products, right? Which is practically is not possible, right? Because the products are already been at your warehouse premises. So if it is damaged, you can't tell your vendor. You can tell your vendor, but that would be a long process again. So again, these goods has to go back to his place, and then again he has to repack it, and then he has to send it, which is practically which will not work out in the real time. So normally what we do is that's the reason we have an option of repacking or packing again in the EWM system, where we will do it in your warehouse itself. So practically you imagine that you are my vendor and I'm just having a warehouse. Now I've received the goods in a damaged. Maybe it's not your fault. Maybe in transit or maybe somewhere the driver has done something, and or maybe at my warehouse premises while unloading it got damaged. So I will tell you that okay, while unloading my goods got damaged. Okay, so you please take back the goods and send me the new goods. Would that be a practically in a scenario? Would be? I don't think so, right? So which is not possible for that. So that's the reason what we can do is you can unload the goods and we can place them at the staging area, and you can repack the goods again and then you move it to your put away, to your high rack or whatever it could be. Okay.
Okay, and as you said, so the number ranges will be like in sync with both
Obviously,
ECC and.
because the number ranges needs to be in sync. Why? Because the system will be flowing back the information from one system to the other system, right? It should be in sync. That's first thing. Okay.
Okay, and if that was the
Mm.
case, if my number range is something like x plus 1 now in
Mm.
ECC, but
Mm.
how do we know what is the next number which we need to assign? Because EWM, you are saying it's an external one. We need to assign the warehouse number, what is that, handling unit number, right?
What X plus one? I didn't understand this.
See that suppose
Mm.
101 is the handling unit number in our ECC. Okay,
Okay.
it received to our warehouse, and if we found that it has been damaged or something like that, we will manually
Okay.
create handling unit in our EWM.
Mm.
So if uh, I cannot use the 101 handling unit as
Obviously,
of
you
now.
cannot use it. Yes, and then
So
you'll be creating an other handling unit with 50 or 51. Yes.
okay, for manual creation of handling unit, the number range will be
Mm.
different.
Obviously, right? That's the reason I've told it's number interval. So when we are trying to give a number interval, 01 would be having one different number range, 02 would be having a different number interval, right? You can't have the same number intervals maintained again, right? In ERP, obviously, you'll have two different number intervals, right? So number 0, 1, let's assume that you maintain from something 100 to 99. Okay. Okay. And for 0, 2 interval, we'll maintain something from 2000 or maybe from 1000 to this one, right? Then what happens? So this is the number interval we are maintaining, and this the same number intervals also we will maintain in the EWM system. Then what happens? This is the internal one which becomes external there, and the external one will become an internal there. So this same will be there, right? Hello?
Yes. If we, when we see it, we can understand it better.
Okay.
Yeah, can I ask a question, actually? Here, we know, just to ask you a question, you said the vendor now, he sent you his handling unit. So, but we don't know his number range for the vendor, for example, when he sends you any
That's
product.
not required, right? Why do we know that? I mean, like when we are trying to set up the system, that's the reason I'm trying to tell that you will be maintaining the same number intervals. What do you mean?
know I'm sorry, you know the number range of your vendor? As I know, I can control my like my number range in ERP and EWM, but I don't know, because every day you have a new vendor coming. Maybe the first vendor, his number range 1,000 to 1 million. The other one is 5 million to maybe, I don't know. Is that right or not?
It would work out in that case, because whatever the vendor or whatever it could be, it has to fall under this number intervals only. If it is not falling under that number intervals, the system would not allow you at all. Okay, it will fail the delivery. So obviously you should, yeah, it will fail. So obviously you should be aware of that number interval, and that needs to be configured in your system. Unless and until if it is not configured in your system, and whatever the number intervals your vendor is sending beyond this one, obviously the delivery will not pass through your EWM system. Okay. Whether if it is a new packing material or whether if it is an outside of his number interval, whatever it is, it will not pass the delivery. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have the same case in the past. Every time when we have a new vendor, we create for him number range, you know.
Obviously,
AV,
we have to create, because if you're not creating it, it will fail in the queue, and it will not allow you to proceed further.
Okay, correct. That. Thank you.
Okay, so first thing is, okay, let me first show you the configuration here. Okay, we will have this in the logistics general, and here we'll have the handling unit information, guys. What is this? Yeah, handling unit basics, define packaging material types. Okay, so now maybe I'll take one of the one which could be the box or whatever. Okay, what is our warehouse? WM46, right? Hello, 45 or 46 is our warehouse?
46.
46.
Okay, fine. So I'll put it as WM46-box. I'm just taking one of that. And here, there are an options we have here is whether the packaging material, what is this means of transport equipment, packaging materials, and auxiliary one. So these are all the different packaging materials what we have in the system. So means of transport is always whenever you're handling the products in the case of your containers, or when you're handling the information, the kind of a trucks and all. Transport equipment means whether if you're having your handling unit information such as your equipment and all. So as of now, we will not deal with this one. It's only the packaging materials and auxiliary. What is the auxiliary packaging materials, guys, basically? Any idea? Hello? Normally, whenever you purchase any kind of product, like example, when you purchase a TV or something, what happens, guys? You will be having a hard thermocol inside your TV, right? The product is TV, but the hard thermocol or say thin bubble wrap or thin white sheet, whatever you see, that is your auxiliary one. So auxiliary products are nothing but which supports the main packing material. That we will call it as an auxiliary one, guys. Okay, so we need to make sure that what kind of the packing material. So as of now, we are trying to create the main packing material here. Okay. And here it's 0, 1 and 0, 2. I've taken the number intervals, guys. Just remember that. We'll come back again. Now define the material group for the packing materials. So material group, in the sense, what I'm trying to do here means what is a what could be the material group here, guys? Okay, can anyone tell me?
A material group, it could be merchandise category. Is that right? Food, maybe, or like entertainment, or kids toy, something like this.
Basically, what exactly it refers to is, we will tell to the system that the products which are falling under the same packing category, that will be combining into one category. Okay, maybe like an example, if you work in a beverage industries, like all the products would be falling under the same packing category, then you require the material group for the packing. That's the one. Okay,
So
so
this is nothing to do with the merchandise category. Is that right?
so ZW46 is my material group and 46WM is my packaging material type. Okay, this is a one which I'm trying to create here, the first thing. Now this information, after that, what we require is the number intervals. We have seen some 0, 1 and 0, 2. So number range for the HU identification. So 0, 1, this is a number interval which I'm trying to take. Okay, where I'm trying to have 0, 1 as my internal and ERP, and 0, 2 as my external ERP. Now let me go to the other EWM system also. SPRO, extended warehouse management, cross process settings, handling units, basics, define packaging material types. Means whatever the packaging materials we have defined in the ERP system, the same needs to be maintained over here. Okay, 46 WM. Okay, that's 46 WM packing material, and it's number interval. Okay, okay, fine, not an issue. Save this. Material group we have already maintained, so as such reason we don't have this packing groups. Maintain allowed packing groups here. Now what is the packing group we have maintained there? ZW46, and the packaging material type is WM 46 WM. Okay, first thing. Okay, now here we even need to maintain the HU types and as well as the HU type groups. Okay, however, this particular HU types, whatever we see here, we don't have this option to maintain. Why? Because this configuration node has been moved to another place in the S4 system. Normally in the decentralized system, it would be in the same place. So extended warehouse management, additional master data. Here define handling unit type. So handling unit type, in the sense we are telling to the system what kind of an handling units would that be. So I'll just give it as the same thing. Yes. Okay. Where is this going? Okay. And the same way we have to maintain even the handling unit groups also. WM46, we'll take this one only, which is 0001. Now define the HU types for the each storage type. WM46. Okay. Now, what was the storage type we have defined? Any idea, guys? Like, what is the one, high or
High rack.
46 WM, right?
yeah, 46 WM? What is the storage type we have defined?
High rack. High rack.
High rack. Okay.
High rack.
Yeah, high rack.
Okay. What happened? It got stuck. One second, guys. So my storage type would be high. Okay. So these are the allowed packing HU types. My HU type would be 46 WM. Okay. Okay, fine then. Now this is a place where define the number ranges for the identification. Now WM46. Okay. So what is the number intervals we have and what we are trying to maintain here? This is the one, 0, 1 and 0, 2.
Yeah.
So the same number intervals, it has to be there. Okay. 0, 1. So this will behave as an external, which I said earlier, internal versus external, 0, 2.
We will not worry about the status.
What settings?
The status, NR status. Where
That we don't worry about that. Why you even require that? It's not required for us.
Okay.
Okay. So 0, 1, which is an external, internal in ERP, becomes an external. 0, 2, which is an external in ERP, becomes an internal in EWM system, guys. Getting it? Everyone?
Yeah.
Mohan, everyone. So did I answer that question to you? Whatever you asked? Hello?
Yes.
Karthik or someone who has asked me that question. Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Okay. So, however, there is one other setting which we have to do here is assign number interval for the packing material types. Now, what is your packing material type? WM46, and your packing material is 46 WM, no, 46 WM. Okay. And what is your internal interval here? It's 0, 2, right? Because 0, 1 is behaving as an external for us. Okay. So this is the settings which we will be doing it. Now what I'll do is I'll create one pack material for this. Okay, in MM01. So WM46 hyphen pack. Okay. It's already with verb one. Okay. So we do not require these settings. Here, in this case, we always need to remember that we require this WM execution and WM packing views. Okay. Now WM46, 1030 and 10. Okay. Here, the material group, what is the material group we had? It's 46 WM. Okay. What happened?
Maybe opposite WM46, maybe.
No, packing. Material group, what did they create? ZW46. ZW46. And packing material would be WS46W. Okay. And after that, here, if you see that, it is asking you for the standard HU type. Okay, standard HU type, whatever it is, as of now, I'm giving it as 46WM. Okay, this is what we have defined in that particular one. Okay, now I'm trying to save this. The same information we always needs to maintain in the EWM system also, right? Like WM46-pack. It's not mandatory for that, but obviously it will have to maintain it. This is getting stuck. What happened? If you see this here in the packaging data, this information, the standard HU type and this particular one, whatever we have, it's been maintained here. Okay, that's one thing. And the thing is, we forgot to maintain this one now. Okay, 1 second, wait. Because system would not allow us to.
Sriram, one question. So when you have created material, it is automatically reflecting, right? Which in EWM.
Obviously, that's what, right? Yeah.
Okay. And what you have maintained in EWM again?
I just maintained the WM view. That's it. I didn't maintain anything. Okay. I'm only trying to create it. Last time also, that's what I said, right? Whatever the materials you're trying to maintain, you have to make sure that needs to be again created in the EWM system below this transaction. Why? Because we are trying to create, because I can't create it now, it's already done now. Okay, these 3 tabs I need to require. One is the warehouse data view, the other one is slotting, the other one is storage type, because these are all the warehouse dependent one. The rest of the tabs, whatever you see here, these are all the warehouse independent tabs, which will be flowing from the ERP system. Okay, but these data, whatever we see, that will be only the warehouse dependent one, only we will be maintaining it there. So whatever the materials you have in your ERP system, if it is a warehouse managed one, then you have to come here and you have to maintain it manually again. Clear? Hello?
We don't have any automation for this.
As of now in S4, we don't have any automation, but the mass maintenance, which we have to maintain it. Okay.
Okay. And you just created it and nothing else you have added,
Nothing
right?
else I have done it. Nothing else. I've came here and I've clicked on this create icon. In the decentralized one, we have an option of an automation, but here you don't have that. Okay. I'll show you that.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just create one inbound delivery, guys, and I'll try to give you the handling unit information. The system is too slow yet. It's not the one. I think this is error what Mohan has asked me, I guess.
Yes, yesterday night also same was repeating. We could not able to, move further.
I have to see that then, right? Why the system is too slow today? It's getting stuck. But when I saw your error, I see that the warehouse storage location mapping was missing.
Now there are two errors. That is a different one. Initially, I created inbound delivery when we're transferring to the EWM, that error was came. Now inbound delivery itself not get created in the ERP itself.
I'll check it, Mohan. Okay, give me time. Today, I'll check and I'll update you.
Okay.
But the error screenshot, whatever you send it to me, I thought, okay, because that mapping was missing and that's the reason it is not getting created. 7159. The response is not. Oh, what happened? Even for me, the same thing. Every day one new issue. We already maintained it. And it also I had where it is missing. Strange why it is bringing me here. 46 WM I already had. Yeah, come on. Okay, this is W46. Purchasing. I never maintained here. But what it is expecting. Strange, man. Even yesterday also it worked out for us. Suddenly what happened?
Sriram, can I check something in OMLR transaction? You maybe understand something.
OMLR?
Yeah. But in Google, it is showing this transaction could
But
be maintained.
I didn't maintain anything right here.
It is expecting some configuration here, but I don't know what the case is.
No, strange part is when I do my inbound delivery, I didn't maintain anything here, right?
Of course, someone was changed some settings. Might be, don't know.
Okay, let me do one thing. Let me copy one of the setting and see what it is expecting. This ID systems, that's a problem here. People will always do some settings.
But this is for WM. We are doing EWM. So
Yeah.
I think you need to check your assignment to EWM.
But normally this setting is not required for us because we don't need to maintain for that. EWM where I'll maintain my movement types. In EWM
No.
we do not have a concept of a movement types here.
Yeah, but the system somehow it is assuming that your warehouse is WM. It's not EWM. I think that's what the problem is. Looks like.
No, it's all okay here. Something got changed. I have to check what is that. Why it is expecting the movement types? No idea. I have to check on this, guys. Give me some time. I'll check on it. This is the same error even you're facing, right, Mohan?
Yes, Sriram, same error.
Strange, man. Let me check that and I'll update you then. Okay. Even yesterday also it worked out for me because I've changed the number ranges. Even it worked out for me. 7 or something. No, completely it got changed. All of a sudden, how it got changed, I don't understand. Why it is expecting 101? For my warehouse only it is getting expecting. No, then because for other warehouse it is not allowing. It's allowing even. Yeah. Then what is this? No. Okay, something got changed in the warehouse and someone changed. Because I can see that practically for my other warehouse it is working out. But only for this warehouse it got changed. I don't know what was the issue. Let me check that, guys. Okay, I'll check and I'll update you tomorrow once we come back. Okay, Mohan and other people.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll check and I'll update you tomorrow and I'll see what is the issue on this part. Okay, guys. Okay, we'll catch up tomorrow.
Sriram,
Please.
in QRFC, In that queue, if someone is deleted our inbound delivery, can we find out whether if it is not distributed to the EWM, someone was deleted in that queue, how do we identify?
Oh, once the queues got deleted, we don't have an privilege of doing it back, but however, we can only save it.
So last time you have saved my inbound delivery. Now I can't see that one.
No, actually, we can't delete because we can't get back. So from the tables, we have to rectify it, which is a very long process. But normally, we generally can't reprocess the queues. I mean, like we can't re-trigger the queue. I mean to say that. Okay.
Then how do I transfer again now inbound delivery to the EWM now?
You have to
If it is
recreate.
deleted in the sorry.
You have to recreate it again
I
because
mean,
normally.
my inbound delivery already is available at ERP side. I need to delete that. I need to create again newly. You mean to say?
You delete it and you create it newly. That's it. Because we don't have an option of re-triggering the queues again in the system. Actually, we can re-trigger it, but unless and until if you want to rectify the deleted one, we can't have that option here. Normally, we will not delete the queues in real time.
Of course, then I don't know. Yesterday I could not see my 2 inbound deliveries in the queue actually.
Maybe someone would have, because so many people are working in the system, right?
Yeah,
So that could be one of the reason, I guess. Anyhow, I'll check this error and I'll let you know why it is coming to our warehouse only. Okay, I thought something other got changed here. I'll check it, guys. Okay, I'll check and I'll update you.
Okay, Sri. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys.